It's me, Audrey. Welcome to my world. Audrey's World, it's an interview podcast, but I like to think of it a little bit as a diary because my guests, they're great. They're people in my life who I love, who I trust, and who I think are really cool, so I want you to get to know too. And a part of that, we talk about some things that we're currently trying to navigate in life, whether it's like career-wise, personal life stuff, just going through surviving the mundane day to day. And that seems like a journal entry or a diary entry to me. So that's why I like to think of it that way. We like to laugh, reminisce on some memories, daydream a little bit, and think about our dream world. And what is a better way to get to know someone than knowing their ideal state? Like, I don't know. You tell me. I think it's a great question. Clearly, that's why I ask it every single time. And it's fun. Like, you get to know people's personality, and it just, you never know what it will bring up. So I love it. What did you think of Sylvia's World? So that's last week's episode. If you haven't listened, it's my mom's side of the family. And then, funny enough, as fate would have it, we have another representative of my mom's side on today's episode. This week, you'll get to meet one of my mom's other sisters, Kathy, aka Kathleen, which I literally never knew her name was Kathleen until this week. And I am like, that is 100% for real. I just assumed it was like Catherine or something. And it's not, it's Kathleen. So meet my Aunt Kathleen. That doesn't really roll off the tongue as much as Aunt Kathy does, but you know, you get it. It's one and the same. We're talking about the same person, and that's fine. That's great. So yes, you get to meet more and more of the Cheaper by the Dozen bunch, and I'm excited for today's episode for you to continue to meet the family line, get to know more of the gene pool, and get to know more about me. So we will just jump right into it. It's my spunky, fun-loving aunt, a North Carolina girl, a girl mom, if we're saying girl mom these days, and a skinny slide queen. It's Kathy Sodoma. Do you like the new house? Do you like how it's painted? My parents said it looks great.
Yeah, I like the color a lot. Can you see? You can see it behind. I threw the picture. I felt like I needed something other than vanilla. The house is very vanilla right now. It's like vanilla everywhere. But ooh, it almost looks like your bed. Almost looks like the exact same color as you got.
Yeah. Do you notice what I have right here?
Oh my God, from Savannah. I love that.
So it's kind of
Oh my
hidden
gosh,
because it's still in the like wrapper, but
I was just thinking about that little spot where I got that because I had bought a glass ring from this guy. Well, it fell off the thing and it kind of cracked. So I want to get a different one, but I was thinking about that because it's right beside that place.
oh, how cute.
Where
Yeah,
I
you'll
got
have to go
that.
back. An excuse to go back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what have you gotten into today? Anything exciting?
Well, I spent the night out yesterday for work, and so I met with a couple customers actually. Then I had a very long drive home, and I'm just gonna, I'm a morning person for sure. So if I start repeating myself and talking in circles, it's just because this time of day I'm usually a zombie.
Yeah. You and me both. I feel like that's something in like maybe the gene pool is morning birds. I mean, I was just at the lake and it's honestly hilarious that at 6 a.m. the house is like busting at the seams. Everyone's ready to go. But
That is funny. Yeah, I'm just better in the morning. Like I still need to have an alarm set for me to wake up that early every day. Like on the weekends, I wouldn't naturally wake up that early unless I alarm myself, but
Mm,
I usually try not to.
yeah. I've been going through this weird thing lately where I usually wake up a little like at 6, but when I set my alarm during the week, I sometimes wake up earlier, like 5:45-ish or whatever, but I don't want to get out of bed. Like everything in me is like, ugh, like no, stay in bed. Then my alarm goes off and I don't get out of bed until like I don't know, 15 minutes later or something. But then on the weekends, I'm gung ho. I wake up, I spring out of bed at like 5:45. It is so annoying and so weird. I don't know what's
Oh
going
my
on.
gosh. I slept till after 8 the other day on a Sunday. I know.
That's nice.
Crazy times. I was tired.
I Yeah. Yeah, I've had a few of those sprinkled in this summer and it's been so great.
Do you ever use your snooze?
Yes and no, not really. Very rarely. If I am still like a little sleepy when my first alarm goes off and I am nervous, I'll like totally go back to bed. I'll try to do it, but it's very rare.
I'm really bad. I know it's not a great trait, but I'm terrible. Like I will set my alarm early so I can hit the snooze.
You're one of those where you snooze like 15 times before you get up.
Not 15. Um, at least once, always at least once. Yeah, once, twice.
Mm. I know some people who they want to snooze for an hour before they actually have to get up or something, and I would probably kill them if I had to share a room with
Oh,
them.
for
That
sure. Oh
sounds
yeah.
like living hell.
Yeah, it would be so annoying for any, yeah. Like I just go doop, boop,
Yeah.
boop. But
I
you
love
know, if I know I have to get up at 5, I'll set my alarm for 4:45 because that
Mm,
is just ridiculous for me to have to get up at 5. So if I set it at 4:45, I'm like, okay, good. I have a little more sleep.
yeah. Yeah. I love
It's all mind games.
it's a strategy. It's mind games. It's whatever you got to do to
It
get up.
is.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, Aunt Kathy, what was it like growing up like in Putnam County, a small rural like farm town?
Well, funny you should ask. It's I don't know how to describe it. It was just it was just what we were used to, right? So it
Yeah.
was kind of like if you asked someone that grew up in a city, what was it like growing up in a city? And it's like we took everything for granted. Like I thought everything was normal, right?
Mhm.
Because we didn't know anything else.
Yeah, loved
It
it.
was good. I think about it a lot. Like it was glory days, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you had 11 siblings just to do whatever you want, maybe like drive you around or annoy.
Well, I did, but since our family dynamic is super unique. Our cousins had big families, our neighbors had big families. I mean, so weirdly enough, I thought that was normal as well until, a little bit later, shortly after I left. But it was like everybody, it was so normal that we didn't question it. Like everyone's, like our neighbors had 11 kids, 10 kids, that kind of thing. So, but for us, it was almost like we grew up in different sections. Like I was the oldest of the four youngest. So the
Mhm.
four little kids. So we ate at the little table. And it was a big deal to get invited to sit at the big table. So I
Mhm.
guess that's unique. Well, everything about my probably all of it's very unique to the average person.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
honestly, growing up, we were in there's such different levels of life that I feel like I really didn't get to know. I mean, I knew my brothers and sisters, but really have gotten to know them as adults more than when we were kids.
Mhm.
But I will say,
Yeah.
I always knew there was someone that would have my back no matter what. So
Yeah.
that's a bonus. Um,
That's
and
cute.
certainly I would hope they would know I would have theirs. But
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway,
That is cute. Yeah, it is. I mean, I talk about it with the cousins. Like, I see us grouping off by ages because that's who you will have the most in common with and such. And now, as I
mhm,
am getting older, I'm maybe not as intimidated or afraid too of the older cousins who I just, wasn't privy to or wasn't alike when I was that,
right.
but it's almost like the same mirrored but different in a lot of different ways. So,
Yeah. But also, I mean, it was great to have a family that big. And all the times over the years, if I needed something, I could just somebody had it, or somebody would help me out with it or get you to that place or whatever. And But growing up at the bottom of the family of 12, if you ask my older sisters what their life was like, it was completely different than mine. And
Mhm.
honestly, if you probably ask just about anybody, their experiences make it a little bit different. But we had it made in the shade compared to what they did. Yeah.
So what so you
Feel
guys
a little
had it
guilty
really.
about it, but not, I mean, it wasn't my fault. I mean,
Yeah.
we were just lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. So what sort of things like did you guys get away with that maybe they didn't?
First of all, for the general public out there, or the moms that have one or two kids, like when you have your first child, like at least with me, everything was monumental and just everything was very nerve-wracking, right? And then the second one comes along, and all of a sudden, some of the same things that were so stressful with the first one were not quite as stressful with the second one. Now, I stopped with two. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have had three and four, whatever. And I would guess by the fourth one, let's say you had four, that you're way more lenient, and you're just like, they're not going to break. They're going to be okay. So
Mhm.
I think put that in the context of what mom and dad, or mom especially with us. I mean, honestly, Audrey, by the time we grew up, there's not, you name anything and it's already been done.
Yeah.
So, like anything,
I mean,
catastrophe
you
things like car
yeah.
accidents, check. Oh, I mean, name the worst thing you could think. And I bet I've got a brother or sister that did it. Like, seriously, we're probably a brother, not a sister, but like fires, things like that. So we had so much freedom.
Yeah.
Um, and I will say this makes me sound like I'm 100, and I'm getting up there. But when people say like those days where we would ride our bikes all day long, and we didn't have cell phones. All that is true, by the way, so true.
Mhm.
No cell phones, no helmets, no nothing.
Yeah.
Get on my bike, and I would ride
No.
miles and meet my friend, and then we would ride together and just be gone all day long. And it was like we knew we had to be home for dinner, and then we were home. So,
Honestly, I love it. I often wonder I'm glad my really younger years were cell phoneless and all of that, but like I personally always wonder what it would be like to go to college without a phone. Or like to me, I cannot conceptualize not having a laptop during college or like anything like that.
no,
But
I get that. And it asks, trust me, I wasn't the same with my kids. They certainly didn't leave the house at 10 a.m. and come home at 5. And I'd be like, hey, how was your day? I was definitely, it was not like that for us, for me as a mom or a parent by any means. But
yeah.
that was what we had. We rode our bikes on highways, but there really wasn't that much traffic. So I don't know. In a way, I think we're all lucky to be here.
Yeah. Okay, I have to ask. So, your parents would go to Florida in the winter and hang out for a few weeks, few months at a time, and your older siblings were kind of responsible for you. So, I've heard through my story, I have the lore and like this idea of what those weeks were like, but I'm curious from your perspective. I know you guys were partying. I know you guys were having a lot of fun when the parents were away, but what was it like? Like, give me the inside scoop. I'm 30 now, Aunt Kathy. I can hear the stories.
You would think that. Oh my goodness. Oh. Well, mom and dad would always have, we would still have a quote sitter, like somebody more responsible than what we were until like later years. And your mom just, that's another whole take a left turn. And she did stay by herself quite a bit. But no, so we would have someone who was adult-ish, but oh my gosh. If they would never tell us until right before they were going to go that they were going to go. And then even without cell phones, it was just like we could throw a party together in no time. And it was fun. Yeah. We had that separate building where we could let loose. And so we did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we still went to school. We still did all the things we're supposed to do. It wasn't like we would be like, "Hey, they're gone."
Mhm.
It wasn't, we, I think we're all just like marching. We all knew what we had to do and we all still did it. Like
Yeah.
homework,
The expectations were
all the
set.
things.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the expectations of the homework, the going to
Oh
school,
yeah.
all of that. Yeah, my mom's told me the story where she was explaining that to my dad when they were dating. Like, oh yeah, for like weeks at a time, my parents would be in Florida and I was just kind of, at home doing whatever. And my dad was like, oh yeah, so you like cut class all the time, you never went to school. My mom's like, oh no, I went to school every single day. That's where my friends are. That's where the people I wanted to hang out with are like, I don't know. That's just what I knew I had to do to some degree too. So it's very
Right.
funny how, yeah, that's what you did no matter what. Work hard and played hard.
Yeah, and I think they did more like the longer like 2 week, 3 week visits when I was in college. So I wasn't, and that was the thing. We were rarely all together except for holidays and things like that. Because by the time Pam was a baby, Dave was getting married, so
Yeah.
somebody was always in college. I think people think about the old lady in the shoe and all the kids all living together under one roof, but it wasn't like that. And that's different too.
Mhm.
Because we were so spaced out in ages. It was great though. I'm very thankful for all that we were able to go to college. Like it was the expectation, right? For get an education so you can take care of yourself later in life. So we were fortunate, and not everybody's families had that same thought process. So very
Yeah.
thankful for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You really had progressive parents, especially given where you all were from, like the era, all of that. Like very progressive, and it's so cool to have that, hear those stories and kind of have that as part of the history.
Right. Yeah. It is. And it was, I mean, for us, I would say. Now, again, not the same stories you get, but from my older sisters, especially. I mean, they had to take care of us literally as we kept, coming along. So, but even when they were in college, all of us we had our jobs or little chores we had to do. And, you know, mom kind of raised the girls and dad was more raising the boys. It was very much like that with the farming and the family business. And, I mean, we knew what the expectations were, but I don't know. We did have to learn to kind of fend for ourselves though. Like you're out in the country, so you don't have neighbors like across the street. I mean, you could certainly play with other kids and make that happen, but was it as easy as it is now? I don't think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were very good at coming up with like things to keep ourselves occupied.
Yeah. 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 You utilized your resources. I love it.
Hmm.
But then after that, you went to college. And then how long after you graduated, did you then move to North Carolina?
Let's say I graduated, then I went through an internship because to be a dietitian, you need more than just 4 years of college. You either had to have an internship or you had to get your master's. And back in the day,
Mm,
getting your master's just seemed, you know, um, anyway, I went for the internship route.
an
Let me say
overachiever.
that.
Masters would have been like just way too overachieving.
Oh, 100%. And back then, most people did try to get an internship, but they were hard to get. I got one. Yay. So I went through that and then I worked in Columbus for a little while.
Oh.
So it
Oh,
was
I
like
didn't
22.
know
I was
that.
for what, 22, 23 maybe? 20, I was
My
dating
then.
Paul
Okay. Yeah.
in Columbus and he moved to North Carolina and it was kind of like, oh, I think this might be it, but it was certainly I was not engaged. I mean, we were dating each other, but I just kind of said, well, let me go down there and check it out and I'll maybe interview for a job. And so I just did that. I came to visit and got some interviews and got a job and lived in New Bern. Looking back, people were surprised because New Bern's It's a small town, and people were like, "Are you military?" Because there's a lot of military bases. I'd be like, "No, no." And
Just
they're like, "Oh, are you married? Or you?" No, no, just came, just came here, just on a whim. So yeah, I mean, looking back, that was a pretty bold move on my part, but at the time, it just seemed like an adventure that just kept going.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
know I didn't plan it. I kind of winged it.
things though that like always end up working out the best in some ways, or just like because you have no expectation for it, so it can't like shatter your world or anything. You can
Yeah.
just jump in and be, oh, okay, cool, it didn't work out. Great. I'll go back to Columbus where I was and like
Mhm.
I'm fine here too. So it
And
is, I
and
don't
it
know. It
really worked out. Like one of my, I ended up meeting my first job there. I met a girlfriend who became best of friends and introduced me to so many people in this close knit town I never would have met. Like I was definitely an outsider for being from Ohio, and this is North Carolina, and I do not talk the same, the whole nine yards. But my friend, she was just, I mean, that was a lifesaver. And I made so many friends that, I just fell into that group then. So
Mhm.
it,
Yeah.
I've
How
stayed
did you meet friends back then? Was it like through like through that one friend from work,
a
or like
hundred
even
percent.
how do people meet friends now? Like I don't know how to make adult friends. So
Well, she was my lifesaver. She was my key because she'd grown up there. She had connections. She knew everybody. We would go to work, and this was, making a little bit of money, had a little apartment. We would go to happy hours after work, and it was just like these congregate everybody would go who's about the same age, and I met a lot of people at happy hours.
yeah,
But she introduced me into like her close girlfriends, so I was able to meet them. She was definitely a connector.
I love that.
So
Yeah, those are the best people to have in your life. How did
yeah,
you
the
like
funny thing is, to
stay?
this day, I can pick up, like, maybe we might not talk for 3 months, and then we'll pick up the phone and talk for an hour. So that she, true friend.
Yeah, those are the best. When like nothing, time just doesn't seem to pass when you then get to hang out
Right.
again. So like I only know my adult life with a cell phone and being able to call my mom anytime anything happens or anytime I have a question, or just I can text my parents or my brother whenever. So how was it like moving out of state with your family being so far away then? Did you call them often? Did you just show up for holidays? What was that like?
I mean, I would still call. That's kind of a blur, like, but not all the time. We were joking about, like, will you accept a collect call? When I was in college, I would call home collect, and mom and dad would they'd have to say yes, or they'd say no, we don't want to talk to her. They always said yes. But
Oh,
yeah, it was just a whole different world. And we would write letters too back then.
cute, cute.
And I
Well,
actually found a couple that mom had written to me when I was in North Carolina. It's like when I was planning the wedding, which mom ended up doing all that work for me too, a lot of it. But just as, nice little notes, hope you're doing well, blah, 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 blah. It's like a lost art for sure.
yeah, it really is. Wait, where did you did you get married in North Carolina or did you go back to
No, I got
Ohio?
married in Ohio, Cuba Church,
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
which isn't there anymore. Um,
Yeah. My parents like to say that their marriage isn't legit because the church isn't there and then the priest who married them is no longer a priest. So they
oh
kind of
yeah, mom actually she did all the grunt work for sure. Yeah, I mean, I had input on in it for sure, but the so but she had also
well,
done it a few times, so she was kind of an expert at it.
yeah.
Margie, Linda,
Yeah.
Don, I mean, everybody, Darb, they'd all been married, so I wasn't the
Knew
first.
what to do, knew who to call. She was on it. She
Yeah,
had a strat.
yeah, she knew the basics, and I was just like, sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. Sounds great. Cool.
I know.
Um, And then you are a mom. You had two daughters. So what was being a mom like? How was raising kids far away from home? What was being a working mom like? Tell me everything.
First of all, I have to just start by saying the girls are the joy of my life.
Lizzie
And
and Alicia,
I'm
shout
honestly,
out.
that is in all seriousness.
Yeah.
For sure. They are the best. I think it was we had Paul's family that lived close by, and that was a
Hmm.
lifesaver. I
Yeah.
can't imagine if I had zero family. Um, and I actually remember having Lizzie and then just like being so blown away by the whole whole experience of raising a baby and calling mom and just saying, "Oh my God, mom, how did you do it? How did you do it with 12 kids? Like I don't know what I'm doing with one. Like how did you do
Yeah.
it?" So
Yeah.
and again, I think it's just like in anything else. There's no manual. I wish there was one because I'm sure we made plenty of mistakes, but the kids did grow up and they're both very well functioning adults. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, with Lizzie, we ended up hiring somebody. Her name was Amy, and she was wonderful.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
and then we kind of met other people through Amy and almost, which was kind of another family to us as well. So we were
Hmm.
lucky, people were kind and Lisa came along and you just do what parents do. Ask your mom, like, you hustle. You get up, you get yourself ready, you get the kids ready. To this day, I think I look back, I'm like, I don't know how I did it. You just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think,
No time to question it. Yeah, I don't know. It just did it, but I did miss having family around for sure.
yeah. Yeah, I bet. I mean, they always say it takes a village to like raise kids. I'm starting to see it firsthand with some of my friends who are starting to raise kids too. Like, yeah, the help that you need, like the day and day just for your sanity sometimes too. Like, it's
Hmm.
kind of crazy. But I do feel like they do just kind of get in this mom mode and they might be exhausted, but they know what needs to be done and they just kind of go, go, go. And yeah, you don't, not you don't think about it, but that's kind of what it sounds like and ends up happening. You just kind of
Hmm.
keep moving one task to the next. There's no time to
Yeah,
think in between anything.
right, exactly. And it's fair. It is like that. And then they become, as the kids get older, they become more active in different events. And it's like, you're a taxi driver for many years. You just pick up and drop off. But so, a lot of people have done this exact same thing without people close by to help them. So I don't think I need an award for that, but I do think it would be easier to have family close by for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, outside of raising Lizzie and Alicia, is there like one specific accomplishment or achievement that you're really proud of?
Yeah, this has to do with raising the girls too. So Lizzie loves sports. So did Alicia did too, but Lizzie was our oldest, so she was, the first to do some things. And when she was in middle school, she played soccer, but the school had a co-ed soccer team. So it was mostly boys, but there were girls on the team as well. And when they would play, the girls just didn't get much play time. And when they did, they're playing with boys, right? So I was always kind of concerned about people getting hurt not in the whole 9 yards. And it's only middle school, but still. I ended up coming up with a plan and speaking to the superintendent of the middle school. And so we got a girls soccer team separate than the co-ed team. So that was a long time ago, but I literally, luckily I had help. Again, it took a village, but one of the teachers said he would help coach it. And by the way, he could drive a school bus. So he was able to like drive the bus. And then I enlisted some help from the high school soccer coaches because they wanted to see it happen so that when the girls got up to high school level, they had some more experience. So it made for a better team. So they were helpful. Like they would play scrimmages like with their JV. It wasn't real formal that first couple of years, but I mean, I'm literally calling like private schools. I'm like finding the school. I'm like, hey, we have this new team and we want to play soccer and would you play us? You know, it was literally like that. It was crazy. But to this day, they still have a girls soccer team. So,
I mean,
so
talk
that's good.
about progressive parenting, just like your mom and dad. Like you got in there, saw that there was a need for a women's team, and I mean, dialing up other phones to get scrimmages, like you were leading the whole shebang. It's
I
crazy.
know. And then when Lizzie got to high school level, the girls in sports, you know how that is. At least how it was a secondary thought for sure. So at the high school, the boys they played on the football field and they had lights, they had night games. And then the girls were playing on this little practice field in the back and it was very rough and they had to play right after school. It was super hot. It was just all the things that were fun. And, so by the time she was like a junior, I think we finally made enough noise that they moved the girls so they got to play the same field that the boys played on. So that was another big plus. And Alicia made out on that one too. So when Alicia played soccer, she also played on that field. But I feel like we saw the need and made it happen.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think because I mean, Lizzie's a few years older than me, but this was probably like what, 2010 by the time they were finally back on a normal.
Probably. I
Like it is kind of crazy to think that it's not like that was early 2000s or something. Like, I mean, it was 2010. Like, get the
right.
girls on a better field. Get them
Um,
not hurt.
I know. I will say though, the varsity, the girls JV and varsity, there were a lot of injuries on that crappy field. So it made sense. It was safer for them to play on a better field. But that would be my big proud of moment. I mean, there are many others in regard to the girls. You know, I'm very proud of them in a million different ways. But
Yeah.
for anything I spearheaded, I think that would probably take the cake.
Yeah, I love that. The girls, I mean, yeah, they're some of I love them. I hang out with them all the time. They're the cousins who I were like grew so close with. I will say, if any listeners listened to last week's episode, Sylvia's World, we did talk about Lizzie and Alicia for a minute. Just, their spats that they used to have, but they've grown. I mean, that's a classic teenage like sister dynamic.
Oh, yes.
But it's so crazy to have seen them grow and now how honestly civil they are with each other. They're friends now too. Like
They have
honestly,
come a long way.
century.
And honestly, now that you mention that, you asked what it was like growing up. I mean, we definitely had some knockdown fights for sure. All my brothers and sisters. And you had to learn to stand your ground when when you have a big family like that. You can't just give up. So one time, one of my brothers literally, we were on the school bus and I was in the back. That was the coveted seat, my friend and I. And one of my brothers was like, "You guys have to move." And I said, "No, we don't." Needless to say, I was literally picked up, plunked down in another seat. But so yeah, we had our issues as well. But yeah, my girls have come a super long way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's been great to see. I mean, my brother and I now, we are so close, but growing up, did not like him for at least probably 8 years. Then he kind of got okay. And then I left for college. So I don't know.
You
Now we're friends,
you
but
two seem very close, I would say.
yeah.
And as adults, I feel very close now to everybody in the family. You know, I just know if you need anything or I mean there's a lot of doors you can knock on, which is great.
Different like life experiences or as all the kids now are becoming adults having kids, yeah, there's so many people to lean on, but we're all like, so different in a lot of ways too. So if someone's probably been through something that you're going through or are curious about, so yeah, we have a lot of resources.
Yeah. No, it was really important to me to take the kids and make that trip to Ohio. And that was always all our vacation time was spent. Other people were like, "Where'd you go on vacation?" And we're like,
Mhm.
"Ohio,
Yeah.
Ohio." You know, that was always, "Where'd you go?" "Ohio." And it was because I was worried about the girls not having a big family, brothers, sisters, because I knew what it was like. And so I wanted them to get to know the cousins. So that was one of the reasons I was, every Christmas, at least twice a year, I think we would definitely get up there. And if I had to do it again, I would do the exact same thing. It was not easy, but I would still do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have so many memories of you guys staying like the full week for holidays
Oh, for
and
sure.
or the summer party and just hanging out, and it was a blast. It was, yeah, the absolute best. But now looking back, it's like, oh my God, I know how that looks a little different now, the logistics side of it, instead of just being a kid and being like, sweet, my cousins are here for a week. But yeah,
Mhm.
crazy, crazy. Well, now the girls are adults themselves. We're all
They're
moving
adulting.
and changing, but your last few years, there's been some changes going on. I mean, they've been challenging. You've really grown a lot through them at the same time. So, are there things that you've done that have kept you sane or kept you going?
Well, I would say again, for one thing, your parents moving to North Carolina has been a godsend. And the access to them being around has been amazing. So that family and it takes a village. I would say for sure that was one big thing. I mean, I've seen a counselor. That's helpful. I went to Al-Anon meetings. Great group of people, which was free counseling, by the way, if anyone doesn't know what that is. Just a, well, it's not all it is. Um, but I did that and then lots of walks, and then Pilates was really helpful with that too. I would go to Pilates, and even on my most stressed out moments, like there's an hour, 45 minutes where your brain can only focus on what the instructor is telling you to do. And so I found that to be super helpful. It would just give me that little bit of time where you just shut the rest of the world, and I liked it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for me too. Those
I would say there's no magic formula. A lot of it was just, it was kind of like, I don't know. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, I can't believe I lived with all of that for that long, honestly. So
Mhm.
it's just life. Could be better, but could be worse, could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
very thankful for my health.
Yeah.
And my job,
Yeah.
my job kept me sane on a day-to-day level, because it just made me think about things other than me.
Yeah. For sure. Those things, whether it's work, family, I know those have helped me through challenging times too. But then when you are left to your own devices, yeah, walking, I mean, it's still something I do all the time to either try to clear my head in some ways or just like get a succinct version of one thought out there or cleared away. And then I do a lot of yoga, but I also do Pilates too. And yeah, it is so nice when things are going a million miles a minute or, like there's something that's really bothering you, just having the ability to focus on something else. It like
Mhm.
allow your brain to shut off a little bit and having that time where you can maybe meet other people too or like talk to a different group of people. Just that change in scenery
Yeah.
is, yeah, so helpful during that time.
Yeah, and I think, friends are helpful. I don't know. There's a lot of time there where I did put up the make believe front, so nobody really knew what was happening, and that was on purpose. It was just easier to deal with. I felt like for a lot of it, just it makes sense to bring more people into the whole thing. But everyone's so supportive. That's the thing. People are supportive in general, I would say. So that's good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yeah, people want to help each other, but it's really hard to ask for help. But people do want to help you out. And yeah, it's sometimes a really great mask or defense mechanism to pretend or, tell yourself whatever you need to survive or to just see something through. So you did what you had to do or what felt like the best decision. And I mean, that's what you have to honor. So proud of you for doing that.
Well, it's certainly an ongoing process, and I'm sure it will be for a long time. I'm trying to get out of the awkward phase, but there is an awkward phase to all this, to be the single gal with, all everything's so coupled up, which most of the time I don't mind until I think about it. Then it's, you know what that's like, right?
I was just going to say, I
Yeah.
completely understand where
Yeah.
I feel ya.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I'm a long way from anything else at this point. So I'm just gonna, I'm happy that I do have friends I can call and do things with for sure. So I definitely don't sit at home too often unless
yeah,
I
yeah.
unless I need to.
Unless you get invited to go on a podcast, then you do.
I'm just trying to say yes to more things as well instead of, knee jerk, no, I can't do that, or no, I don't want to do that. So I'm learning that yes, I can. Yes, I can do it.
From the outside looking in, I can tell you're doing that more. I can tell that you're saying yes to things that maybe are a little uncomfortable, or you're challenging yourself to try new things and get out there. And like, I mean, I get it. I see it from my perspective too, on how it is so much easier to maybe stay inside and like
Yeah.
avoid the scary thing and like say no because it's just like more comforting. But I mean, I have to give you some big kudos because I can see that
Oh,
you're really navigating, or I don't know, it seems like you have this new perspective where you are open to trying new things and getting uncomfortable and like who cares what happens, but like I can tell that you're just growing and it's really fun to see.
well, it's a journey for sure. It's you can always, I feel like everybody can always do better and always, push yourself some more. And I don't always do that, but I'm just trying to make it day by day.
I love that. Well, I feel like this is a perfect segue into
Oh.
a dream world. So, what is your dream world, Aunt Kathy? Is it like world peace? Are we all singing Kumbaya? Or is it maybe, I don't know, tequila shots at 5 p.m. every day?
Ooh, I didn't think of that one. I have given this some thought. And so I do have kind of a two perfect worlds. And the first
Love
is
it.
truly, I do feel this way. The miscongeniality version is, in a perfect world, I would love for no child to ever be hungry. I think that would be awesome. I would want less people to be bullied in any way, shape, or form,
Hmm.
and to minimize the amount of loneliness in the world, whether it's for kids or seniors. Like as a dietitian, was very close to lots of senior, healthcare, nursing home, that kind of thing. And the loneliness that you see there is just heartbreaking. So that would be great if there was less of that. So the that's my perfect world, like the really, and I do really feel like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then in my Kathy's perfect world, just my own zany self, I would this is crazy, but honestly, I would be driven everywhere. I would not drive anymore. And my
Yeah.
car may or may not look like, you might be too young, but do you remember the Jetsons, the cartoon?
We talked a little. Yes, I do remember
Like
the
the cars
Jetsons.
look like little spaceships.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my perfect world, the cars may or may not look like the Jetson cars, and they would hover above the ground. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I feel like we'd get there faster too, but I would not be driving. Someone else would be driving. That cartoon was so many years ago, but it hit on so many things that have happened in the future. It's hilarious to me. I know another thing in my perfect world. Ice cream would have 0 calories, and I'm talking good ice cream.
Whoa!
I'm not talking like a non-fat, vegan, blah blah blah
Yeah.
kind of ice cream. I'm talking full on Ben and Jerry's, eat the whole carton, and there are no calories in that darn thing.
I love it. I love it.
And I feel like my
That's a good.
days would all have kind of a vacation feel to them. Perhaps
Mm.
like a lot of hanging around a pool. Like I don't really, my perfect world isn't me going to work. I can say that. But um, the very weird last thing, maybe not last thing, but I wish I If I could have a perfect world, I would be able to sing. And I don't mean like sing on Spotify or anything like that. I just would like to be able to carry a tune, you know,
I love
with another person or I don't know, in a church somewhere, but I cannot
it.
sing. Like I'm very bad at the whole singing thing. I don't know if that can be fixed.
Do you ever do karaoke?
Hell no, girl, I can't sing.
I know. I don't either. Some people like they love it even if they can't sing, they like have no problem with it, but I'm very much like you. I avoid karaoke as much like the plague personally, but
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't see it unless I did it by myself. It's for my own entertainment, which I might,
yeah. I'm
That's
giving
just
you for
goofy.
Christmas.
But yeah, that's my perfect world. I would be like driven everywhere. That's a huge thing for me because I drive a lot. And
I love that. Yeah, I wish I mean, I might have to steal that from you for a future dream world. That sounds lovely. Just have a chauffeur. Or maybe what I would do is just have like a smart car or something. So, like, I mean, Tesla kind of does this, but I don't know if I would trust it. So,
I don't
some
trust
version
those.
where I could really trust, like, I could just say, go to the grocery store, and then I could maybe hover or just dee 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 dee,
I mean,
just right.
yeah, I guess that would work too. I don't trust those either at this point, but I'm sure 20 years from now, it's all going to look so different.
Yeah, that
But
made me
that,
think, like, what when I'm a mom, I don't have to be a chauffeur and like a car just does it for me. That could be
oh my
pretty cool.
God, whoa, that might happen.
I
So
know.
what is your perfect world? Do you have a perfect day or perfect?
Okay, so my dream world after this, I'm meeting up with some friends at a Mexican restaurant, and it had me thinking, truly some of the best days are like when you go to your local Mexican restaurant, you can get some tacos, get like chips, salsa, queso, guac, whatever you want, and then a fat ass marg. So I maybe like would want more, I don't know if that means I want more local Mexican spots for everyone, or if I just want that energy at more restaurants or like more day to day. So I don't really know where exactly that's going quite yet, but something with I want that energy around more often because it's like the best time. It's a great meal. So I
I love
want that.
I haven't had
Yeah.
that forever. It sounds so good. If I was closer, I would go with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
And
think
I keep
that
saying, you say dream world, and I keep saying perfect world, but dream world is exactly yeah.
they're one and the
Tomato,
same.
tomato.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like, I mean, we have not discussed and unpacked the hunger and loneliness epidemic going on, but I do like that your dream world touched on those things because the amount of, I mean, like homeless people who I see and I get so sad for them, not only because they don't like have a home, but I always do wonder like what is their food? Do they have family? Like, do they have a family to feed? You know, things like that. So I would love for us to just figure out that and give people the resources they need and not like fail our community because they are going through a really hard time or like made a bad decision or something horrible happened to them that was out of their control. So
Right.
I would like that to be fixed in my dream world. And yeah. Maybe more, I don't know, something to make being single a little bit better no matter what age you are. Because, I mean, it's fine that we have friends who are dating or, you know, like our peers are in couples. I'm happy for them. I don't care. But somehow making it's societally not like, it's a norm and it's okay to be single at any age and no matter what. And people don't judge you for it because I do
Right.
feel like I get
Exactly.
judged for that a
Single
lot. So,
friendly everything.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that might be a part of it too.
I did read somewhere there is a little trend in the restaurant business, and they have acknowledged that, and they're recommending like more spots with just for one, tiny table, like for one person, so you don't feel like, oh God, I'm sitting here at a table for four and I'm only one
Yeah.
person, that's awkward as all get out. But
Yeah.
and people don't always want to sit at a bar. So having that smaller seating, that would be an easy way to be more single friendly.
Yeah, I personally, what do you think about sitting at a bar? I hate it. I always prefer to get a table.
I would say probably more table, but I like tables in the bar area,
Mm, hmm
like the table. So you feel like you're kind of part of the action. Um,
hmm
I know a lot of people that prefer sitting at the bar. I don't love it as much. I feel like the whole
No,
dining experience is better, like at a table for some reason.
yeah. I don't like being scrunched up beside strangers and like if I have to get out or like something like that. I think that's a part of why I don't like it. And two, like I know it's a part of the fun and the gamble of sitting at the bar. Like you never know who will be there, but you
Yeah.
never know who will be there. And it's going to be some creepy ass dude who's the one talking to you, not the hottie who you think
Yeah.
you like want to talk to you. Like I just don't want to put myself in that pickle. I don't want to be like yeah, setting myself up for anything like that. So I think that's why I prefer
Well,
a
I will
table.
say, like when I travel, it is easier to go and sit at a bar when I'm out of town, like because I'm traveling, I'm on business or whatever, than it is
Mhm.
like around here, around home. I would probably get a table. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Or better
I
yet,
like
I'll
it.
probably get takeout.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Aunt Kathy, unfortunately, that is not the world that we live in. So, to ease in the harsh transition or to like soften the blow of that, do you have a small win that you would like to pat yourself on the back on for or celebrate?
Oh, yes. So I just got the house painted. So my small
Oh,
win is after that, of course, it was dusty and kind of gross everywhere. But I literally like cleaned the hardwood floors better than they've ever been cleaned, probably the whole time I've ever been here. So I would call that a win. I don't know when I'll ever do
yep.
that again. But I did a
Love it.
really like I was like pat myself on the back for that. But there's a
Yeah.
lot to be done still. So I
No,
don't know.
we're not focusing on the other stuff. We're focusing
Okay.
on the
On
cleaning
the win. Good
before.
idea.
Did. That's a huge win. Good job. I love it. And not
Thank
an
you.
easy feat. It sounds like you were really in the crevices and really like,
Oh yeah.
going for it.
I, I
It's a lot of
did.
work.
I went for it. Because I was like, well, it's got to get done. And then I started one spot and I was like, I can do this. Kept going, kept going. And before you know it, I was all sweaty and thinking, why am I doing this? And
Yeah.
then I still kept
It's
doing
too
it.
late to stop now.
Yeah. Looking for punishment. Like, what the hell? Just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I think my small win is kind of something that you said earlier. It's just saying yes to things. So,
Oh,
this
good.
dinner with friends, I probably was looking for a reason to say no, I'm not gonna lie, but I said yes to do it.
I'm
So,
glad you're
here
going to
I
do
am.
it.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'll get a
Easy.
probably a marg out of it, chips and salsa out of it. So, no complaints. Like, what could go
No,
wrong?
nothing. Nothing. Do you like
So,
guacamole?
love. Yeah.
Okay. Eat some for me because it sounds great now.
Yeah, great. I could do that, no problem.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Kathy, I had no idea that your name was Kathleen. I
Oh,
thought
yes.
Kathy was short for Catherine. I truly had no idea it was
No,
Kathleen
it is
until
Kathleen Rose.
Rose. How
Yep.
cute.
Kathleen
Huh.
Rose. Yep. And honestly, I love the name Kathleen, but it is hard to change once you're as old as I am to get people like to do that. And then at work, some people still call me Kathleen because when I started my job, I decided I was going to go in as Kathleen. That's a
A
crazy
little
story. But anyway, I did. And then, but after working there year after year after year, I'm like, they called me out on it because I would say
hmm
Kathy and they were like, are you Kathy or Kathleen? I'm like, oh
Yeah.
God, okay, whatever.
Either fine.
So,
That's true.
yeah, I've had funny conversations about that. People are like, I thought I was your friend and your name is Kathy. It's totally called out on it. So I would not recommend doing that unless you stick to your guns. Do not, if you need to change your name, change your name. Just stay with it. Don't waffle.
That's funny. I clearly, Audrey is not short for anything, but sometimes I wonder like what I would do because both my parents have longer names. They go by the short version. So I don't know. I've always wondered what that might be like, but according to you, it doesn't sound maybe.
It's
Sounds like a
no,
pickle.
no. I would stick. I love your name. It's a beautiful name. So I would just keep it as is.
Are the second person to be interviewed on the podcast with the middle name Rose. So, and the other person, it's my friend Audrey, and her name's Audrey Rose. So,
Oh,
mhm.
love that. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't have it yet, but when I was in California, we were in a store and these rings were really, really pretty. So I actually ordered a ring. It's a rose. It looks like a rose. I hope I still like it when it gets here, but
Yeah.
they had a special order it.
Oh my
So
God, fancy. Look at
yeah,
you.
fancy because they didn't have my size.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so
Anthony,
Rose is gonna make a comeback.
yeah, yeah, Kathleen Rose, full throttle going forward.
Hmm.
Anthony is going to some of the spots that you guys went in Santa Barbara
Is
when
it
he's
this
there this
weekend?
week. Hmm.
Oh, good.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, I have to
Yeah.
text him.
Yeah, you will. I know they're going out to dinner at your hotel. He's making pizzas, but they were like, Anthony, we'll just get frozen pizzas or order something. And he's in his Martha Stewart era. So he made
Mm,
3 different sauces and he made the dough for them and they'll be like making pizzas there.
I love that.
Yeah.
He is like, yeah, he's good. He's great in the kitchen. He's just
Yeah,
creative.
yeah, he is.
But
And
so
he
are you.
likes putting it.
You guys both are. You have so many talents and so you're I think you are creative as well. And I'm like, Pam is really good at decorating and I don't know, you lawyers, you got it going on.
I don't know. I never thought I was creative until like a few years ago, but
Oh, I think you definitely are.
yeah, I think that now, but growing up being compared to Anthony, because you'd literally, when he was 3, be like, draw an elephant and it'd be the best elephant you ever saw. Like, I couldn't compare to that. So I think that's why I
Sibling,
didn't think I was.
sibling stuff is tough. I remember once saying to mom, I'm like, gosh, mom, I don't know what happened because like Judy's grades were straight A's in college and Nat was summa cum laude, blah, 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 like super college. Linda was real, I mean, just super, super smart. And I remember making that comment to mom. I'm like, good grief. I don't know what happened here with me. And she was just like, you're great. Like it's fine. But that whole if you really do the comparison thing, you just can't. Like you really can't. So or you shouldn't because it doesn't help.
Yeah, that's so true. There was a
But we
quote going around like comparison is the thief of joy, and that really kind of hit home when I first heard that.
oh yeah, I can see that. Because if you compare yourself to your neighbor or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah, so yeah, crazy,
Okay.
crazy.
All
Well,
right.
that's the episode, Aunt Kathy. What do you think?
Okay.
Hey,
It wasn't bad at all.
I love
Oh my gosh,
that.
I'm so glad we did this.
Yes, yay, yay. Well, thanks again for coming on. It means a lot to me. So thanks for supporting me
Oh
and
my gosh,
doing this.
absolutely. First,
I will. See you soon.
okay.
What did you think of my Aunt Kathy? So fun, right? So cute. I love just learning more from her. I hear a lot of the stories or perspectives from my mom, especially being the youngest of the family. We have another Final Four representative. And so it's really fun to hear it from still that, I'll say, last 4 kid section, but from a different point of view. So Hearing those stories, hearing like what it was like for her growing up is always so fun to me, so interesting. Like, I have no concept of what it would be like to move to a different state and not be able to call my mom every time something happened, or like anytime I had a question, or like just call or text my friends if I'm thinking of them, or be able to FaceTime them. Like, I have no concept of that. Can you imagine? I do feel like it would force you to really like get outside your comfort zone, say yes to things. You'd have to do that. So very interesting to hear what it was like for my Aunt Kathy. And it was really cool to hear her achievement of bringing a girls' team to her town, to New Bern. Like, go off, queen. That's huge. I can't imagine doing that. And I have no idea all the things and steps it would take to get there. So that's quite a feat, and way to be a progressive woman and making the girls' team. Oh my God, my Aunt Kathy could be a part of She's the Man. She could be a part of that storyline. Oh my God, so cool. So cool. Ugh. She's the Man, for those of you who do not know this, it's my all-time favorite movie. There was quite literally one summer, every single day, I watched the movie at least once. And that is not an exaggeration. I can hear the rolling credits and I know exactly what's happening. The scene, pretty sure to this day I can quote like a lot of the movie, but in my head I'm trying to figure. Anyway, fun fact about me. I would really hope that a lot of my listeners are She's the Man fans as well. That's just like, that's my world. That's definitely a part of the membrane. That's a part of the DNA. And yeah, so I just assume that's a part of it. So don't ruin my dream if that's not true. Well, everyone, a few people wrote in about their dream world. So yay! Thank you for writing in. That meant a lot. And I cannot wait to share these with you. So just like that, here we go. From Jess, her dream world would be Trump-free. And that's all. And honestly, queen, feel that. Relatable. Love that. Grace wrote in and saying, this was a fun one. This was new. Everyone gets more paid time off. That's not new, but we love that. Yes, slay queen. But way less chain restaurants and no more billboards. Very interesting. The chain restaurants, agreed. I do love like a Chili's or a Olive Garden or like a Cheesecake Factory run at least once a year. So I feel like we need to maintain some of the core, or like McDonald's. Are we counting fast food? Because Grace, if we're counting fast food, I don't know. I think like all of them kind of have to stay. I'm not going to lie. But chain restaurants, yeah, maybe less of them. And the no billboards, I agree. What is the point of a billboard anymore? Like, yeah, you see them and it probes some thought, or like you notice it, but when have you ever taken action from something on a billboard? Like, never. So they do seem kind of pointless. Julie was a little bit of a suck up, but love it. She said, anytime I'm with you is a dream world. So, Julie, like, incredible. Thanks, girl. I'm such a dream. I'm your fantasy. Ooh, love that. And Jacob came in and said that his dream world is a world where there is no fear but acceptance and love. And I do feel like that is at the ethos of a lot of the dream worlds here. So you fit right in, Jacob, and I love that. So thank you all so much for writing in. I loved hearing those dream worlds. It got my brain probing. I'm thinking of a lot now, and it is really cool. So if you want to hear your dream world on one of the next episodes, write me. Send me an email at audreysworld@gmail.com, or if you follow me on social media, I'll send a prompt out and you can respond that way too. But thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you had a giggle, enjoyed meeting my aunt. You know what to do. If you like the episode, like, rate, review, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, do the things, you know, all of that. I'm on social media. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and I'm on YouTube too. So if you prefer to watch your podcast, and I got you there. So check that out. I will see you again next Tuesday. Love ya. Bye.